Yas is not so happy with my contract for the second 18th month. It's a second 18th month tour. 18-month tour. So shocking. They learned nothing. How did they accept that? Did you ask 4 countries for troop access? No, Stoan, I probably should explain it more because it is cheesy, but I got involved with a war where the Timurids were murdering Ajam. Then I surrendered to them because I didn't actually want to be in that war. While I was in that war, I was able to get military access through Akyunlu, even though he hates me, because he gave access to somebody else. So I put my army there, and then after I got out of the war with the Timurids, my army is black flagged. Rather than sending it home, I'm leaving it black flagged because a black flagged army has access anywhere on the map. So I'm taking advantage of that and abusing it and renting out my troops to whoever will pay me money, and then I just don't do anything, and I just sit here for 18 months. And my army, even though it's technically at war with other people, is completely immune because it's still black flagged. That makes sense? So I don't actually have to ask for military access from anyone. I don't have to, really do anything. I just basically just collect money from dying AI. And as long as I cancel the contract on the very first day that it's possible to cancel it, they can't tell their friends that I'm dishonest, and I can just keep doing it every 18 months. Rent my army to Ming? Yes, I should do that. Now, it's even better when you can rent out an army to somebody who's about to literally die, because then you don't have to wait the 18 months and you get the money up front. So this guy's only going to give me 0.2x, which is only 6 ducats. But he's definitely about to die. Hey, what do you know? I'm actually suffering attrition because technically my army is in a province that we're hostile to. It's kind of funny. When in doubt, develop. If you have no other method of expansion, you can just develop your way out of the problem. Slows you down on tech, but eventually you get caught up on tech because everyone else has the tech, and even something small like neighbor bonus minus 5%, it adds up, you know? Over the course of 10 technologies, for example, with a 5% discount, you're saving 30 every time, so that's 300 admin points, 300 diplo points, 300 military points, just for being one tech behind. So that pays for all the development that we're doing. We've quadrupled our size, guys. 24 development now. Woo! Massive. Our force limit went from 6 to 9. Can you believe it? All right, so that is occupied by Kandar. Kandar is allied to Akinu, and he called him in as well. Kandar desires that land. I think Theodoro should cease to exist soon. Okay, so as expected, Theodoro cedes Theodoro, which means he doesn't exist, which means our condottieri contract is now fine. The Ottomans have backed off now, and they don't technically want Trebizond anymore, but I swear how he's able to call them in this early in the game with that is really odd, and I don't see how they can stay friends forever based on something like that. There is another side effect to renting out my troops constantly as condottieri, and that is that I'm also making myself look very, very weak because I don't technically have an army, which is kind of intentional. I'm hoping to bait Kara or Akyunlu into attacking me. Because if they do, we'll get defended by the Ottomans, and then the Ottomans will kill everyone. Okay, just looking for any nearby wars. Yas is still so dumb. He'll still do it. He'll give me another 25 okay, for the third time, man. I mean, eventually, this war has got to end, right? 3 times in a row. Here, have some subsidies. How do you even make money at full occupation? Well, he has no army, and every country in the game automatically gets 1 base tax income per month. So that's enough to keep him from going bankrupt, since he's got no advisors and he's got nothing else going on. However, unfortunately, he now has, he does have a loan, so I can't rent out troops to him again. So let's cancel the subsidies. Maybe Baluchistan will take the troops. Lose diplo points, or don't? Let's don't. Baluchistan will give us some money, not much. Mostly because they can't afford the upfront cost. I'm not a big fan of any of these options, really, but what's this all about? Lithuania is involved with the Swedish Independence War. Also supported his independence, and... Interesting. Lithuania, do you want troops? Yeah. Some random, like, country down here, like, yeah, take my men. Yes, I used to like mercantilism, but it's not actually as important as I used to think. Like, mercantilism's great, but if you just control all the provinces in a node, it doesn't matter what your mercantilism is. It's good, but it's not really worth worrying about. Okay, Renaissance is, of course, not spreading here. Kind of tempted to go up to 30 dev, just so that we can get the H bonus and try to get some splendor and, you know, be able to do some stuff. Also, 9 force limit's good, but you know what's better than 9 force limit is 10. So we need 31 development, and we could have 10 force limit. That's kind of a lot, though. Yeah, I think we're done developing. 9's good. Let's turn that edict off. Let's go with the trade edict. And we'll start saving up for tech. 10 force limit is too much. You'll be too strong. Okay, we're losing force, losing innovativeness. Mehmed the militarist should hopefully get super mean and attack somebody soon. The great power of the Ottomans have started influence nation. This increases our opinion of them by... Really? Influenced by Mamluks and Ottomans. Yeah. I was gonna say, you can't actually be influenced twice and get +2, right? Because that'd be crazy cool. Sunni is your favorite in-game religion? I think... I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I would say it's, I think, the strongest. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. Or my favorite. I mean, I like it, sure, but... And look at that. Aquino is now friendly, actually. My guess is that they've got high opinion, and did they just change rulers, and now they've got a diplomat or something? Balanced personality. He still wants my land, but he's switched to friendly. I mean, I kind of need some of that land, but if you guys both want to help me attack Kara, that'd be pretty cool. Like, Aquino, how do you feel about attacking Kara? The problem, Alphane, with Shia, I agree that Shia is objectively better than Sunni. But the problem is, if you factor in the amount of land in the world that is Sunni versus the amount of land in the world that is Shia, it's so small that I would rather be Sunni with slightly worse modifiers and not have to convert provinces. That's why I think Sunni is better than Shia. Even though, again, objectively, the Shia's bonuses are better than Sunni. You follow me? What about Coptic? Coptic's just not as good. People put way too much emphasis on things like core creation cost. Like, oh wow, Coptic's got minus 10% core creation cost. So, it's not a big deal. After you've done a world conquest and you learn how to like handle the modifiers and numbers and everything, you realize that you don't need to stack minus 90% core creation cost to be able to do a world conquest. You don't even need any. I'd be willing to bet, and I don't want to do it because it would take way too long, but I'd be willing to bet you could conquer the whole world and integrate all the land and do everything, and never take administrative ideas, never take influence ideas, just pay full price for everything. There's time, there's money, there's enough monarch points for everything. So it's just not a big deal. So what are we going to do about this situation here? I mean, technically, I can't attack Akulu if he's still out of the Ottomans. Seems unlikely that they're going to break their alliance yet. Might be better just to play nice with them and join their war and then hope that they'll give us some of the land in Kara. Yeah, I think for now, 5-year truce is not a big deal if I decide to change my mind. I think for now, I'm going to accept an alliance with this guy. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Gar. Kara usually dies to either the Timurids or to the Ottomans, or the Mamluks, or, you know, somebody. So I'm thinking, if we just bet on that happening, we can pick up some of the pieces, hopefully, and at least eke out a little bit more strength. And then at some point, we can betray Akyunlu. Versus just waiting, and there's a small chance, but still a chance, that at some point, the Ottomans will be weak and not be willing to defend me versus Akyunlu, and Akyunlu could just attack me and kill me. So if I ally him, we prevent that slight chance. So, yeah, I'm going to take this alliance for now. But no royal marriage. And we have trustworthy allies. Alright, so in theory, let's see if he actually wants to stay allies with me if I say that I want all this land. Our condottieri clients are disappointed. Shocking! Only the 4th or 5th time I've done this run. April 7th, we revoke condottieri. And now, one thing actually that's really nice is now that we're allies, that's another good reason to have done this. Crap, we're going to have to immediately improve relations again because we're going to lose the relationship. I can black flag the rest of my army now. I can ask for access, send my army there and back. Mamluks are also friendly and will also accept an alliance. You think there's any chance we could actually keep both alliances going with the Ottomans and the Mamluks? Probably not. They've rivaled each other, right? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Alright, so I had access through Akyunlu, and then I sent my army into his land, and then I'm gonna get out of that province. I can use this little black flag exploit to now get the remainder of my troops black flagged so that we can actually rent them all out together and just, you know, theoretically get a little bit more money from everybody. Alright, so now we cancel military access. We don't have any troops there, and then because the return province is set to Mardin, we can still leave. We can still go there again and just get black flagged. Alright, and then we need to be ready to... Uh-oh. Hopefully I didn't screw this up. Gotta cancel condottieri on the 7th. Don't notice! I've done nothing wrong. Technically, Lithuania could tell all of his friends that I'm a bad condottieri renter because I didn't have a diplomat free, but maybe we'll get lucky and he won't tell everyone. Good. Dummy. He didn't do it. Emertes declared war upon Georgia. Alright, let's see what it would look like if we actually tried to attack Kara right now. Akyunlu does not owe us favors, and we can't call him in on a promise of territory because he is in debt. 108 ducats in debt, and he doesn't trust us very much because we decline. We have like 45 base trust with everyone because of that initial declined call to arms. That should be coming back slowly. Won't take too long. Did anyone watch Jake's Hisn Kayfa? I didn't know he had done a run with that. Arumba, you are the most popular girl at the dance. Am I? I didn't know I was a girl. I checked, too. Recently. Okay, who's going to win this war? You have called in friends, so Emertes going to die. Do you want my troops? He'll give us some money. 27 ducats. He won't give us more because he can't afford the upfront cost, which means that we don't actually need to rent him the whole army. In this case, it's better to just send him like half the troops so that we can milk his entire war chest. Which is not much. What's up with all this peace nonsense? Why isn't everyone fighting each other? This is rude. Arumba, will they give you more money if one of your generals is leading the army? Yes, Gouger, they would, but you cannot put a leader who is either your ruler or your heir in charge of an army and then rent it out to condottieri. As condottieri. So I don't technically have a general. I have 2 rulers, and that's why I'm not doing it. But yes, you are correct. If we had a good general, they would factor that into the math on how good is he. Argon has declared war upon Castile. In my experience, every single time that's happened, Aragon immediately has the Iberian wedding fire, and he stops being able to do what he wants to do. What do you suppose the chances are that Aragon's interested in my troops? Hail! Hail from a distant person! Yeah, war balance looks good, he says, so that means Castile would probably take him then. Yep. Castile's like, what's this? 13 ducats to buy a 4-stack of infantry in the middle of nowhere? Yes. Who are you? Just give me money, basically. You know what it is? I'm basically like an African, like, email spammer, right? I'm just like, here. Out of nowhere, I just ask people to give me money, please. And they do it. And it's weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in actual Africa, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I meant. Ottomans have declared war upon Albania. We can enact our first government reform. That's one advantage to being small and having 0% autonomy, is that your government reforms go through pretty quick. You get the maximum amount of government reform growth. So I usually like to take the national tax modifier. I think that usually manpower is not worth as much as money. Not always, but usually. No, not Scander, bro. Nigerian prince? Yeah, that's basically what we're doing. If we didn't have that guy, would we actually have 9 force limit? Like, if he dies, am I going to be in trouble? Yeah, I need to get up to 30 development to keep 9 without that advisor. Besides, Renaissance, we do want to get that eventually. But I am losing my innovativeness. Morocco declared an offensive war against Portugal. I'm assuming because Castile is not allied to Portugal anymore? Yeah. So our game plan in this run is to start as Hisn Kayfa, do absolutely nothing for 10 plus years, and just, quadruple our development. And that's basically it. That's really all we're doing. England lost their war to Burgundy. This game is so fast when you don't have to wait for Zippy and Lambert's computers to keep up. Iskander, bro, you're about to die. Do you want my troops? Good. Look at this. 120 ducats. I'm the most profitable little OPM ever. So cheesy.